Hey, y'all, Shorty Doo-Wop. I'm coming to you guys with my poem that I shared on the radio yesterday, and that was an amazing experience. And I cannot even convey into any form of fashion how it made me feel and the type of support that I got. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you that were not able to, I'm going to share my poem. Please share it. And just listen and know that domestic violence is real and happens to to people that you wouldn't even imagine, like myself. And you can't take this situation lightly at all. So help one another, listen to one another, be there for one another. Faith over fear, and that can correlate with any type of fear you think you have in your life, over anything. No, your faith needs to overcome and overpower everything that you feel you have fear of. So with that being said, share. Here goes my poem. It's called That So-Called Man. In June 2018, I reconnected with a man I met back in high school, and we hit it off. He was so sweet. He was so cool. Conversation was amazing. We began drinking, which led to thinking, which led to speaking about us becoming something. We began hanging out more, and for a month and a half, he had me feeling so sure that he was different, that he was a real man, that he respected women. But as soon as I became sure, I became unsure because my life started changing. I lost my grasp. Everything started going downhill a little too fast. This so-called man had a hidden agenda that included torturing my small dog, Bella. This so-called man stabbed my dog with a machete. He punctured her paw. She was bleeding so heavy. I remember crying out and asking, why? Why? He answered by loading his gun and asking me if I needed a real reason to cry. Right then and there, I knew I needed to get rid of him, but I had to be careful because he was full of sin. He said he would kill me if I tried to leave, then burn my house down while my kids were asleep. Oh, and I better not dare call the police. I fear no one but the Most High, but I can't even lie. This man had me in fear for my life. I was scared for my kids. I couldn't sleep right at night. I constantly had nightmares of me seeing the white light. According to police, I was living a potential homicide. But of course, I found that out after this so-called man put his hands on me. See, all I did was go to sleep, and he woke me up extremely angry, cursing and screaming, saying he wasn't done hanging out with me. Man, that was nothing but the devil speaking. It woke me right up, literally. I stood to my feet, asking, what's wrong with me? I'm saying I can't do this no more. Then boom, he headbutted me so hard I fell to the floor. He choked me until I couldn't feel no more. My oldest screamed out for me. He heard the uproar as this so-called man choked me some more. Then mocked my son continuously, called him out of his name, comparing him to me. That hurt me more than anything. I sat in silence with tears streaming down my face until he finally let go. I passed out. When I woke up, I was unsure if the devil was still in my home, and he wasn't gone. He now sat in silence as I stared at my black eye. I had to change my tone. Get out of my house, I said. Go fight your demons in another bed. He left without saying a thing, and that was fine with me. That very day, I went to the police. I reported that so-called man, and behind bars he goes. My kids and I are free. We no longer fear that menace to society. It's deep, I know, but it's real. It happened. And I don't want it to happen to anyone else. I would love to save anybody before getting to that position. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Not that I even really have any that I know of, but thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing.